Hi, I'm Pat Hoffman, Kona Ice of Schwenksville. We are in the suburbs of Philadelphia. Got into Kona Ice business in 2009. I worked for a printing direct mail business for 20 some odd years. Unfortunately, that business went downhill. I got laid off through my job. Started looking for new work. The opportunities were around, however, they didn't really match the criteria my wife and I were looking for. So I started surfing the web, and I started, as you're looking for jobs, you come across things that franchise opportunities. So I started looking at that just out of sheer boredom one day, something else to do other than look for the job. I came across Kona Ice, looked at it for a little bit, looked at a bunch of other opportunities. Of course, I looked at the opportunities that are, in the area that already exist here. Didn't really see anything I liked. Came back to Kona Ice, looked elsewhere, came back to Kona Ice, and eventually I started digging into a little bit more. Called my wife, called her in, and said, hey, we want to take a look at this. What do you think about me doing something like this? I thought she was going to laugh me out of the house. She said, hey, check it out. If it's worth anything, we can continue to talk about it. And so I did, made the appropriate phone calls, got in touch with Colleen, got in touch with Tony eventually, and then started doing the numbers. And what happened, when you look at it from a business perspective, the opportunities that it afforded us from a personal life, work life, personal life balance, it really fit what we were looking for at that time. My wife and I both had very similar jobs where we were out of the house for 10, 12 hours a day. We both did some minor travel here and there. Our kids were getting older. They were now into high school and all that. So when we came across this business opportunity, it was something that we really latched onto and said, hey, we can afford not to make as much money as we used to if our personal life, has some improvements. And that's really how it took off from there. Favorite thing about owning the franchise has been the opportunities in the general public that I hadn't had working for a public company all my life. I thought I knew a whole lot of people. Turns out I knew the people I worked with for 20 some odd years. This business gets you out in the community. I learned real fast I had no community ties, no community contacts. I learned that real fast. The 600 people I knew that I worked with for 20 some odd years helped me a lot, but didn't help me in the broad sense that, getting involved in community activities. I did baseball coaching, you do basketball coaching. That's on a different level from what this business does from a community standpoint. So that's been my most favorite. The best thing has been really getting involved with the community. It's got me involved in other things. I belong to the Rotary Club as well. Through this business, I got involved with that, and that just extends even more to the community relationship that you have. So you're in it on a personal, level, and then you're in it, in an organization level, and that's been real interesting.